Good morning. Good morning. This is Ty Sherwood with the 10 by 10. Let's see. Stand by for a minute here. Live stream, meeting, Zoom live. I'm just waiting for it to go live. I'm not sure if it's live or not. Are we sharing in the chat? Anyone give me a heads up here? Let's see. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my share today. I want to talk about Larry Bird, LB. When I think about LB, I think about Larry Bird. Check out this quote. Um, Hey, Justin, is it live? All right, cool. All right, so we're live here with the 10 by 10 on Thursday. This is our fourth Thursday we're doing this. Are you guys ready to rock and roll? I am excited. God's doing some awesome things with me, and I want to talk about basketball. I want to talk about weights today. We're going to talk about goals today because the 10 by 10 is really about goals. It's about renewing your mind. It's about transformation, right? We want to get like a parent, as a parent, you want your kid to transform, not transition or to something like from a child to an adult. That's what I'm trying to say. You want to teach them, you want to train them, then you want them to transition into adulthood so you can trust them. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that they can take care of themselves and they can live an awesome life, right? That's the four T's. That was for free. I usually give a freebie. But that one is very good, very, very good. If you need that again, it's teach, train, transition, trust. Four T's. So good. But let's get back to what we're talking about. The 10 by 10 with Brian Tracy. This is something I learned a few months ago. I've been practicing it off and on, and Justin's been itching me to get into the live space with him and help the club out. And I just want to give you thanks, Justin, for the Shut Up Money. If you guys want more information about our real estate wholesaling investors club, go to shutupmoney.com, fill out the form, schedule a time with Justin, and he can get you plugged in. I'm going to talk more about that in a minute. But just thank you, Justin, so much for giving me this opportunity to share just what's been happening in my life and to help some other people too, to help people with goals. The 10 by 10 originated, let's see, it's pulled up here, the docs. It's from a Brian Tracy worksheet that I discovered a few months ago on Twitter, not Twitter, LinkedIn. I discovered on LinkedIn. It's a method of writing 10 goals for 10 days. Takes about 10-20 minutes. And it's just about brain dumping. It's about getting things out of here onto paper and into life. And that whole, like I said, transition I talked about earlier, um, is where the magic happens. And I'll go through this a little bit more in a second, but I want to talk about first foundations. Foundations, I talked about this a few weeks ago. The foundations of this is like building a house. It's like a floor plan where you have a house and you have your specs. I got these from my buddy Nader. Nader shared this. These are the specs of the house that he's building on. You can see foundation plan right here. So the foundation is the goals, the 10 by 10, and then we get in the nitty gritty when we get to the floor plan, and you have see the difference here. Difference is amazing. You got a difference of foundation, the floor plan, and then from there you have other plans. You have electric, you have AC and heating. You have all these different plans. A lot goes into a house. I don't know anyone here built a house before for either yourself or maybe you're a builder and you've built houses. You can definitely relate, right? Awesome stuff. So let's get back to my share here. I do want to share a little bit more about my testimony. So my testimony, I said testimony, test into testimony. So my testimony basically, I'll leave the quote up, uh, is me just I went post divorce. I'm getting through some muck and mud. And I'm like, man, I gotta get my head clear, my headspace clear. And I discovered the 10 by 10 with Brian Tracy. If you've never heard about it, it's simple. Just get a notebook, um, have a yellow notebook here, and you can write down, or I use Google Keep, which you've seen me come up with that already. So I use Google Keep for the 10 by 10, and I just write it in here. Like here, for example, yesterday, be the man, write a check to my attorney, get things done. I'm a good manager, money resources. I walk in Christ's abundance. A sunbird millionaire. I live in the neighborhood close to my kids. I provide for my family. I work uh, I want to buy a car. I read 4 books a month. I'm a world-class storyteller. That's yesterday's. Today's we're going to do together in about a few minutes. We'll schedule that with you. I want this to be active. This is really close to my heart. I want to have basic introduction, and I want this to be active so you guys can take action because that's what it's about. I mean, life is about. Oh man, I heard this awesome quote. Let me see if I can. It's not about what you say you're going to do, it's about what you've done. Wasn't that a cool quote? I just heard that yesterday. Let me see. I'll look it up. Um, oh, don't tell me. It's not about what you say, it's about what you do. Let's see. Oh, here it is. It's don't tell me, don't tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you've done. That's the quote. Powerful, dude. Come on, let's go. Anyone getting this? So don't tell me what you're going to do. Tell me what you're going. Now, Ty, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? Kind of person that you are. Just show them. What I'm talking about is I gotta have some when talking about goals this morning, I had this uh I guess doubts about like doing this because I'm like, who am I to share about goals? Like I haven't done much. Like I'm 50 years old. Recently went through a divorce. And I keep like, dude, I don't want to be like that. Or um, uh, it could be depressing, right? but I'm like looking back, I've scored a lot of goals. I played soccer all my life, and I'm going to incorporate that into this quote here from Larry Bird. It says, "You never make any of the shots you never take." So you gotta get back up, no matter where you are, young or old, man or woman, educated or not educated. You gotta get back up and take your shots. And th what's cool about this quote is that 80% of the ones you do take, you're gonna miss. Those numbers are pretty rough. But Larry's, and this is the powerful thing, I think, is I make 110% of the shots I do take. And 110% of the shots, how can you make 110? You just said you miss 87%. And I think what Larry Bird is saying here is that he learns from the misses. You learn from your misses. You learn from your mistakes. You learn from where you mess up, you know? Um, and that's what I think he's sharing. I don't know exactly what he's sharing, but for to me, like I'm gonna learn from my mistakes. And the 10 by 10 totally totally is about that because you're writing 10 goals, you know. The first day you write the goals, you take thoughts and reflections. You just spitfire on the paper and see what sticks. The second day you write your goals, you don't reference the first day on your list, but you might have 10 the same, you might have 10 different. Um, Sometimes the same goal reappears, sometimes it doesn't. But each day the key is to keep going and to keep writing the goals. And it's like a refining process. You're refining, and what you want to get to is 30 days, really, which we're almost on the mark here. Next week would be 30 days. But and that brings me to my LB topic of the day, um, is when you're jet hurling down the runway, right? So, sheet of paper, go get a sheet of paper. We're going to do this together here in a few minutes. But let's look through the special rules. So the special rules is you want to be present, positive, and personal. The three P's. Present is something happens with your mind, your subconscious mind, when you're present. Instead of saying you want to earn a specific amount of money, you want to be, I will earn 50,000 next month. You say, I earn. So the present tense is not I will down the road, but I earn today the amount of money. See how that works? And want it to be positive. So instead of saying, I quit smoking or I lose 20 pounds, you want to be like, I weigh this amount of weight. So it's positive, right? And then you want it to be the third P is personal. So you want it to be personal to you. And you can say, I drive such and such a car. We talked about the weight one, and I climb such and such a mountain. And we're going to show you some of this here in a minute. But you add power to your daily goals. For example, your mind loves deadlines, so you can put a deadline on it also. And even if you don't know how the goal is going to be achieved, always give yourself a firm deadline. So I think deadlines, what they do is they put pressure on it, and they put some, like I will have a goal for 2 months from now. If you know I don't get that done in 2 months, if I put it for 2 years, I'll be like, well, I got 2 years, procrastinate, or I'll get to it later kind of thing. But if you do it 2 months, you're like, yeah, I better get going. I better get doing this, right? And this is a test. I love this part right here. The exercise of writing your goals, your 10 goals every single day. It's a test. The test is to determine how badly you really want to achieve your goals. And this, for me, when I first heard this is like a slap in the face, because the slap in the face is like, man, am I interested or am I committed to this? And I don't want to be this Joe just going through life willy-nilly like a leaf in the wind, you know? I want to be like a solid oak tree, committed to this and growing. And this is, speaking of a tree, this is part of the root process, uh, working on yourself, working in the dark. If you ever look at a tree, you don't notice the roots. You know, you just you notice the fruit, but the roots are, before anything happened, there was work in the dark. So you have the work underground. If you look at the root system of a tree, the root system, let's pull it up here, see what I'm talking about. So the root system, right? You got the roots. The roots are just as big as the top, right? So you're looking at the root system of the tree. Here's a better picture. You see, it's just as big as the top of the tree. And all this work underneath, that's the work that's being done right now with me and with the 10 by 10 and with the goals. And I give a lot of credit to exercising and to the brain dumping just to get me out to start getting some fruits. Because before, you can't have good fruits without good roots, right? Uh, so moving along, talking about LB, let's see, how do I get out of this? Talked about foundations and testimony. Put testimony. Um, talking about ads. Let's see. Oh, so golden triangle is something else Brian Tracy talks about. And the tip of the golden triangle, if you look at it, there's three parts. The tip of it is taking responsibility. And I wanted to share that because taking responsibility is a huge part of goal setting. And it's been a huge revelation in my life. Like through my divorce, I had to be like, man, this is my fault. I would participated in the destruction of my marriage. And even though I didn't want it and I didn't ask for it, it happened. And so I got to take some responsibility for it. And more than that, more than like whatever is going through your life today, you got to take responsibility for it. You got to get up and be like, okay, this happened or that happened. If it was your fault or if it wasn't your fault, you be like, what are you going to do about it now? You know, my friend, when I was in mortgage business, he'd be like, how's everything working out for you? How's everything working out for you? Right? You look in the mirror every day and be like, look, if it's not working out for you, maybe you got to do something different. And so getting back to the goals, goals by here we go. Goals by your name, your name here. Goals by Ty. I was thinking about titles for this. You want to be great, you got to get started, right? So we already talked about Investors Club. Thank you very much, Justin, for again giving me this platform. Justin's an awesome dude. He's a heart of a teacher, and you're gonna get to where you want to go moving forward together, right? And the Larry Bird quote and the next LB I was thinking about was weights. We have weights in our lives. Like asking people, how much they weigh is a big deal. But in goal setting, we talk about fitness and goals with our physical fitness. But I wanted to take a moment and give this little illustration of carrying weights. It's easy if you carry the weight if you have some friends and family on your side. So while I encourage you to share your goals with your friends and family, it's easier to do it as a team. And that's another plug for our Wholesalers Investors Club is you just don't do it like one person can go fast, right? But a team of people, they can go further. And when you have more than one, person doing it, when you have a team, you can do and accomplish a lot more. Amen. Right on. So, so let's get started doing this transition into let's see here. So let's do it right now. We're just going to take about 10 minutes and write down your goals. I'm going to do mine here um, on the Google Keep. You just take a notebook and let's see, 10 by 10. Today's Thursday, 5/23/24. All right, so take 10 minutes to do it right now, and I'll come back and we'll review mine or yours or whoever. Um, it's like Kevin's in here. Hey Kevin, how you doing? What's going on? Are you there? I can't hear you. We're doing our 10 by 10 our goals right now. So take about 10 minutes and just with a sheet of paper, and you're just going to write 10 things. And you want to use the outline of make it present, make it positive, make it personal. If you want this, I could put it in the chat. But you just need a notebook or a piece of paper. I'm going to use Google Keep. I'm going to do it right now. I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, right on.